Welcome back to Courtroom Chronicles, where real justice meets real drama. Today's case, State of Ohio vs. Mr. Hornick, is a roller coaster of redemption, relapse, and raw emotion. With 5 prior OVIs, a shattered business, and a heartfelt plea for mercy, this sentencing hearing takes us deep into the tension between accountability and compassion. Will the judge show leniency for a man claiming spiritual rebirth, or send him to prison to protect the public? Buckle up, because this courtroom is about to get very real.
And the reason for that is that, number one, he was on active probation for an OVI when he did this. Obviously been a consistent history with him since 2017. He has a conviction of OVI 2017, 2019. So he was still on probation for the 2022 case when this happened. And so he's had multiple opportunities to try and get some type of help for the problem he has. If I remember looking at the PSI, he says he considers his drinking problem, I think he gave it a 2, so minimal or slight, although he indicated he drinks 12 to 15 beers each day. So I think he, despite having obviously many interventions regarding his alcohol use, it has not impacted his viewpoint of himself or his behavior. And then in addition to that, Judge, I would point out that we're not talking about a speculative danger that he causes to the public. In this case, he ran a red light and 2 cars struck him as a result, and it is just by sheer luck that he was pulling a trailer. They hit the trailer he was pulling and did not injure him or themselves. But there was a motor vehicle accident that occurred because he was too drunk to stop for a stoplight. So we're not even talking again about some speculation about he is a danger. He could have easily killed people that day. So from the state's perspective, someone that is in this situation.
Here, the prosecutor wastes no time painting a grim picture: repeated offenses, probation violations, and a chilling reminder that Hornick's drunk driving caused a crash that could have been fatal. This isn't just about numbers on a rap sheet, it's about a pattern of behavior that endangers lives. Notice how the prosecutor calls out Hornick's self-assessment, ranking his drinking problem as a 2, despite drinking up to 15 beers a day. That contradiction speaks volumes. What do you think? Is he in denial, or just desperate to minimize his guilt?
You should sentence him to punish him, and not to over-punish him, but then to rehabilitate him. You have all the power to rehabilitate him with the 120-day sentence. The 120 days is quite a long time. He's never served that amount of time in jail on his OVI offenses, nor been punished in this manner. So we'd ask the court for the minimum mandatory sentences on this, Your Honor. Mr. Hornick may have something to say.
If I may.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. I don't understand what the number 2 was on that. I full credit. You'll see my grading that I don't understand that my saying that alcohol is only a number 2 problem out of whatever. I don't recall that. So I must have misread it. I take full responsibility for I need recovery. So let's just get on. I just wanted to say, Your Honor, thank you for allowing me to speak. I know time is of the essence, so I'll roll through this.
Well, wait just a moment, because don't rush her through this for a couple of reasons. One is she's got to take this down.
I'm
nervous.
just scared.
Yeah, but just be as calm as you can and go through it slowly.
Okay. Yeah. I feel devastated, broken, and crushed. I am terribly remorseful for the breaking of trust and hearts I've caused of the people closest to me. On top of this, I've caused a promise.
Now, listen to how the defense shifts gears. Attorney Dan Getty acknowledges Hornick's past but emphasizes rehabilitation over retribution. He frames alcoholism as a reoccurring thing, not a moral failure, but a disease. His plea for the minimum 120 days in jail aims to humanize his client and remind the court that punishment alone rarely fixes addiction. But here's the catch: this isn't Hornick's first chance. How many second chances should someone get before the system says enough?
In myself and surrendered myself to Christ. This time on my knees in misery, as opposed to the first time in total joy. I set my jaw towards regaining my relevance, usefulness, and trust in this life, especially with my 5 absolutely fantastic children. And that's 1 baby mama. Number 2, I voluntarily checked myself into a full recovery program at Woodhaven for the full program. In the past, I have completed partial programs, insurance usually being a factor there. We're talking months of rehab, not weeks as before. 3, I have home groups in AA and Celebrate Recovery, which is wonderful. I have a sponsor in one and a mentor in the other, and another gentleman here from AA who's from the jail AA group. Well, thank you for both gentlemen for being here. 4, I began a daily prayer and Bible reading schedule. That is my alone time for introspection. 5, I have finally forgiven my ex-wife for what she has done to me for 30 years. This is absolutely crucial to my recovery. 6, or just 7, I consulted with my doctor. We're working through some anxiety problems that I have anyway, which was part of my drinking problem, and the other was my wife. Now,
when Hornick begins to speak, the tone completely changes. Nervous, remorseful, and visibly shaken, he opens up with a rare vulnerability. You can almost feel the weight of his guilt as he thanks the court for letting him speak. It's a moment of raw humanity, but it also raises a tough question: is remorse enough when lives are at stake? Viewers, if you were the judge, would this emotional honesty move you toward mercy, or do you think accountability has to come first?
Number 5, I've read 22 books. I don't know why. In 6, I worked as best as I could, or I worked out best as I could, 2,200 steps a day up only, an inventive upper body workout, which is kind of hard to do in a facility like that, but every other day. Looking forward, my dearest hope is that I will make the best rest of my life, continuing through today, not languishing in jail. I am so fortunate to have a furnished home with a family, things, and memorabilia, and an improving relationship with my children. Woodhaven is only a couple of miles away. My hope is to finish my sentence, possibly at home monitored, so I will be able to use the best of my time attending AA and CR meetings online, doing a 90 and 90 online, which can be documented for the first time. I've never done a 90 in 90 days. And I stand a good chance of, another part of the house, is I stand a good chance of losing it if I can't get, or having it broken into, because I'm the only one there. It's a beautiful house, but it's not in the best of, in a depressed neighborhood, let's put it that way. I have a comparison and 2 quotes I'd like to best describe my mindset going forward. 1, I don't want to recover to my old self, but
This is where Hornick's statement transforms from apology to testimony. He talks about faith, recovery, and forgiveness, a narrative that mirrors countless redemption stories. But look closely, beneath the eloquence, there's a man still rebuilding from the wreckage of addiction. He's found religion, he's reading, he's working out, and he's trying to forgive. Yet the judge, and the public, must decide, is this transformation genuine or simply too late? It's one of those defining moments where sincerity meets skepticism in open court.
The days of your life are the day you were born and the day you found out why. That stuck. It had nothing to do with the rest of the book much, but that stuck with me. God, my family, career have always been the focus of my success, but there is something else missing. I want to find out before the day I die. And 3, finally, I still hope with all my heart that one day, as it's been said before by God, that God will say to me, "Welcome, good and faithful servant." Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir. This is your 5th OVI, right?
4th.
Okay, you got one in 2022. And okay, I want you to pay attention to me now.
I'm sorry, I'm just...
You got one in 2022. I could be wrong. That's why I'm trying to get through this. You got in Kettering, right?
Or yes, I'm sorry, yes.
Okay.
I'm a little out of sorts.
You got one in 2019 in Delaware?
Yes.
Okay. You got one in Oakwood in 2017?
I don't recall that as being an OVI, but I'm listening. I'm not sure if you're
Oh,
looking
you
at
know
your,
what?
your what we
This part hits hard. The judge meticulously lists Hornick's prior DUIs, and Hornick himself can't even recall them all. That's not forgetfulness, that's a symptom of someone whose life has been swallowed by a cycle of relapse. The tension in the room is palpable, the defense looks uneasy, and even Hornick's tone shifts from confidence to confusion. 5 OVIs. 5 times risking lives. It's a chilling reminder that addiction isn't just personal, it's public danger in motion.
7/28/17. This says 12/26/19 for Delaware, the day after Christmas.
I'm confused about that one.
He's just trying to determine if you, 5 OVIs. It sounds to me like you just don't remember some of them.
I would think I would, but
Okay, let's.
I don't want to contest you. I'm
just
not-
trying to make sure I've got the right
What he's
information.
trying to do is make sure he knows the right stuff, so he's not charging you or sentencing you to something that you don't
I
have.
recalled coming into here, I was told by the court, I guess, whoever, representative of the law, that I had 4. And so I've been having, I'm not thinking about how many, I'm not thinking about the other, I haven't been thinking about that. So I've had 4 in my mind. That's a
4
lame excuse, but I just don't remember.
Priors, 4 priors before this one. This is the 5th one, right? That's what I'm trying to establish.
It sounds so.
Okay. Now, I want to read something from the statute. What is necessary to fulfill the purposes and principles of sentencing?
And here it is, the defining moment. The judge cuts through every excuse with surgical precision, justice, deterrence, and public protection. When she says, "I don't know how I could look at anyone and explain why you didn't go to prison," you can hear the weight of responsibility in her voice. Judges carry the burden of prevention, not just punishment. This ruling isn't just about Hornick, it's about every potential victim that could have been. Would you have ruled the same way?
Good at putting it into action, that your sobriety. That's it. I believe you and I can agree on that, right?
It's been a challenge given the life events that precipitated it. But those have been played to rest.
Okay.
The big one.
There's a lot to say about denial. I noticed you said, "I forgive my wife." Well, this is about you. Your wife had nothing to do with this OVI. You're saying, well, that she's been a part of my problems in the past, but she might disagree with that. I don't know. But this is about you here today and your sobriety.
Okay.
Okay. And I don't know how I could look at anyone and explain why you didn't go to prison if you got out and number 6 killed somebody. That's my issue here. That's why I'm finding that you're not amenable to community control, and that a prison sentence is necessary to fulfill the purposes and principles of sentencing, including punishment, deterrence, and protection of the public. Probation would not adequately punish in this case, and it would seriously demean what happened in this case. Therefore, I order you to serve a term of 12 months on count 1 and on count 2, 90 days. These 2 are to run concurrent with each other. Your driver's license suspension. Okay, your driver's license suspension is 5 years.
Judge-
Fine, right?
Yes, he has a $1,350 mandatory fine.
Okay, so that's imposed, $1,350 fine. Mr. Getty?
I just want to make sure, or ask the court that they'll keep.
And that's the verdict: 12 months in prison, a 5-year license suspension, and a $1,350 fine. Justice served, but at what emotional cost? Hornick's story is a cautionary tale about addiction, denial, and the thin line between redemption and relapse. It's also a mirror, reflecting how our justice system wrestles between compassion and consequence. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns right here on Courtroom Chronicles.